Developing news, state health officials confirming a fourth human case of Triple E was identified in Massachusetts. A man in his 50s was exposed in the area of Middlesex County at high risk for the virus. This information comes right after city councilors in Springfield sat down to discuss the risks of mosquitoes transmitted illnesses in Hampden County. Western Mass News reporter Olivia Hickey sat in on this afternoon's meeting and now joins us live in studio with the latest. Olivia?
Abby, Springfield Health and Human Services Commissioner Helen Colton Harris says the state hasn't informed her of any impacted residents or mosquitoes in the city. Still, she says our area sits at moderate risk.
EEE and West Nile virus are here. They are in our community. Mosquitoes have been found in Hampden County, and so it's important for our residents to protect themselves.
Colton Harris also telling members of the City Council's Health and Human Services Subcommittee that the city applies larvicide to sewer drains to help keep the population down. But she is calling on residents to be on alert, taking precautions like avoiding going out during dusk and dawn when mosquitoes are the most active, wearing long sleeves, and dumping out any still standing water on your property to prevent mosquito breeding. Colton Harris points out that mosquitoes are active until the first frost of the season. On the topic of mosquito-spread illnesses, the state reports there have been 7 cases of West Nile virus detected in people this year. One of those cases in Hampden County. Reporting live in the studio for Western Mass News, I'm Olivia Hickey.